I would like to share one of my most difficult experiences. It's also my example of the most peaceful experience I've had in sharing the gospel with someone. So I was on a plane at night. I just got on. I told God, all I want to do is sleep. Lord, you know how tired I am. I will be willing to share the gospel with somebody if there's somebody in the seat, which I hope there isn't. But you're going to have to send a talker because I just have nothing in me. This man comes down the aisle. He's loud, he's obnoxious, and he's talking. And I said, no, Lord, not that one. And before he sits down, he starts talking to me. And he never stopped talking for 2 hours. He was just loud, he was obnoxious, he was talking about himself the whole time. At one point, I know that I was just needed a break. I think I just said, do you think you're a good person, John? He was offended by that. He was very condescending, but I said, well, I know you don't believe in God, but would you mind just going through the good person test with me? And so we did that based on the 10 Commandments. And every time the stewardess came down the row, he would stop her. And the first thing he said was, ma'am, do you know this lady just told me I'm going to hell? And he's so loud. And I do not believe I had even mentioned the word hell yet. At the end, he said, well, I don't believe a word you're saying, and I'm not interested in it. But I will give you one thing. You have a lot of confidence in your faith, and I can see that you have a very settled peace about you. And I said, well, you know, John, you can have that too. I asked him if he had a Bible, and he said he had his mother's Bible in a box on a shelf in the closet. So I encouraged him to get that Bible out, and since his name was John, I said, you know, it's good to start with the Gospel of John. And I thanked him for our conversation. When the plane landed and we got up, he just shuffled through the people not waiting for them to get off the plane first and singing loudly. And as I turned around, all the people in the back of the plane gave me this thumbs up. And my first reaction was, oh no, everybody heard this conversation. But then I immediately thanked God that John was loud and obnoxious because it caused other people to hear the gospel. And I was so thankful for that. It's so important for us to realize that who we're talking to may not be the only person impacted by the gospel. And that's why we need to be so purposeful in sharing the gospel. When I ask God to help me step out of my comfort zone, I'm always blown away by how God uses me. God is amazing, and He's always faithful when we're obedient to share the gospel.